Okay, I am going to show you how I do a neckband. So first, we have our neckband. You can see that I have two stitches because this top one was slightly too big, so I sewed it in again a little bit more so it'd be a little tighter because you want it to be able to lay flat. And if it's too loose, it won't really lay flat. So I'm going to cut right on kind of where the seam is. So this will lay open like this. So first thing we need to do is fold the neckband in half. And this little seam allowance is going to be folded in together like that. And then I'm going to put a pin there. My pins aren't very good. Okay, so I like to put pins all the way around it so that it stays closed. I think it's a little bit easier to do it this way as well, so that's what I do first. Next, what I like to do is mark the back, middle, the center front, and the center sides. So I usually like to use a different color pin because it's easier to find when I match up the pins together. So since we already know the center back, because that's where the seam is, you just fold it in half and pin the end. Then you match up the red pin with the center back, and then you pin again. I don't have any more colored pins, so I'm just gonna do it upside down. So I know that this is the center side. Do the same thing with the other side. Now we're going to mark on our shirt, we're going to mark the center front, back, and then the center in between those two. And please note that it's usually not the shoulder seams. The shoulder seams are not usually ever going to be the middle. So start by the front, hold the shoulder seams together so we can find where the center front is and put a pin there. Same thing with the back, match up the shoulder seams, and then put a pin in the center back. Now we're going to open it and match up the two pins and find where the center side is. And put a pin in it. Same thing with the other side. Now we're going to match up our pins on our neckband to the center pins on our shirt. I always like to start with the center back, which is right here, and I like to match it up with the seam that we made because it's easier for me to tell when I put it on which one's the front and which is the back. So Just start matching up all your pins together. Okay, now that that's done, we're going to stretch the neckband to fit the shirt. Now what I like to do, I like to use my leg as a guide, where I kind of take the two pins and stretch it slightly, and then just kind of actually do it this way. This way is easier to make it match. So I have one pin here, and you just move it down on top so the ends match. And just pull it down and put it, and then take the pin from your neckband and then put it through the shirt and the neckband so it tacks it in place. Now I like to take the shoulder seams and make sure they push towards the back. And do that all the way around. There. Now you have two options. You can either go ahead and serge it to finish the edge and then top stitch, or you can use a sewing machine and do a base stitch to make sure that the neckband is small enough, because if you serge it, you're not going to be able to take out the stitches. So I'm pretty confident this is fine, so I'm just going to go ahead and serge it all the way around. See? All serged. And remember, if you don't have a serger and you just have a sewing machine, once you stitch the neckband to the shirt, you can always do a zigzag stitch right here on this part to finish the ends. And then you can either leave it like this, or you can top stitch to tack it down. And go ahead and give it a nice press on your iron, and then it should be all set. There you have it. Pretty little neckband.